So the next piece was signature style that we're going to dive into. There's another link for you over at KimberlyWilson.com/blog. And this is going to take you to what I'm going to talk all about, which is kind of my capsule wardrobe whenever I think signature style. Okay, so I've got some pieces behind me that I'll show in a moment. But I wanted to mention an article that came out right when the pandemic hit in the Washington Post. And it was all about how clothes tell a story. So Robin Gibbons, she wrote, "Fashion is a form of communication that is both intimate and aloof. Without ever uttering a word, you stand behind your message because you are in fact wearing it. Clothing is an eloquent form of communication." So interesting, right? So that might be something that I feel like for so many people who are like Zoom, on Zoom only, it can be like, oh, I just really have to dress up from the top up, or I may not even have to dress up at all. And it's like kind of missing that connection to like, what is our story? What's the story that we're telling? And so just an interesting thing to kind of keep in mind. And as we think about signature style, I wanted to share some examples or some ideas that might be helpful as you think about your own, because we all have it, just like we are all creative. So there's another woman who wrote a book called The Psychology of Fashion, and she's a behavioral psychologist, Carolyn Mayer, M-A-I-R. And she says mood and clothing are interconnected. So, just like we're not moving as much because we're not necessarily commuting, for a lot of people, like at least in the city, we would walk to work or bike, or you walk to your car and you get in your car. And now it's like we just roll out of bed and work, right? So it's also the same thing of like getting dressed up. It's like we're missing that part, and clothing and mood interconnected. I just thought that was really interesting. So for your own signature style, think of a signature piece that you have or that you like to showcase. So one thing that came to mind to me immediately as mine is red lips. And this is a book that a friend of mine, Patricia, got for me, Red Lipstick, an Ode to a Beauty Icon. And there was an interesting article in the Post too about when red lipstick came out, how it was a big thing in the feminist movement. And it was all about like power and control. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. So red lips, that could be a signature piece, right? It could be a particular scent, like a particular parfum. So here's TranquiliT, and this is what I created in France. So this is like kind of my thing, right? For you, what would be your signature scent? There used to be a girl who worked at the studio years ago, and every time I would see her, we'd hug, and I was like, oh my God, you smell so good. And it was this oil from Bath and Body Shop. It was like amazing. And so, for years I've worn that too. Sweet musk, that's what it's called. And, it's just like every time I smell that, I think of her. So could that be your signature piece? Maybe it's a scarf, like something that you always are wearing. Maybe it's oversized sunglasses. Like I've got these that I picked up for like $5 and, in Pittsburgh last year before a Garth concert, and love them, right? So maybe it's leopard print. Maybe it's like a leopard print coat or something, and that's your signature piece. The other thing that can help, in addition to choosing kind of like a signature piece or a signature part of who you are, is to find a muse. So there's Audrey Hepburn, right? Love her. Jackie O, Beyonce, Rachel Zoe. I mean, there are so many. Okay, I'm not even going to start naming them, but these are just the four that kind of came right off the top of my head as I was thinking about brunch. So for you, it's like, who would be kind of a muse? And it might be a blend of Beyonce meets Audrey Hepburn meets Rachel Zoe, right? So you kind of create your own concoction. And are you kind of more in the classic look, modern, eclectic, bohemian, or kind of more like trend forward, like whatever is popular this season? And also keep in mind, when you're thinking signature style, your personality, your body type, and your lifestyle, right? So these are all different pieces that I think really contribute to how it is that we express our signature style. Oh, Shannon, so just saw over in the chat box, I miss wearing lipstick with mask. Okay, let me just tell you. Let me show you actually the inside of my mask. Oh, I've recently washed it, so it's not too bad, but there's always red lips in there. And the reason is like, if I am walking around, but say I go and I sit somewhere where you're outside and you need to take it off to eat, or something along those lines, or I get inside to like my office, then I take it off, and so then I will put lipstick on for, say, a Zoom meeting, and so then when I put it back on, believe it or not, it doesn't smear. Like, I don't come out with like red lips all over my face, but I hear you. I hear you. Oh, Tammy Grace Kelly. Oh, beautiful. Abso-freaking-lutely. Thank you. She is mask full of lipstick. Oh, and by the way, this mask is created by Mama Wilson in Oklahoma. And this is on the TranquiliT website for anyone who's interested. Leopard, damask, and chambray. So the other thing I wanted to mention is the importance of slow fashion, which of course is the opposite of fast fashion. And the idea, it kind of stemmed from the slow movement, which is slow food, and it advocates for manufacturing in respect to people, environment, and animals. So just important, as you're thinking about your own signature style, what are the new pieces you want to accumulate, and do they have good ethics behind them, ideally? Okay, what is a capsule wardrobe? So I'm going to show you some things and talk you through a little bit about the PDF that I have over on the page, which is like, okay, how do I pair? Like, this is my uniform I wear all the time. And so the idea with a capsule wardrobe and a uniform is like, so that you don't have to think too much about what you're going to wear. Now, I make it easy because I wear mainly black, and I mainly have for about 15, 20 years. Now, I know that's not for everyone by any means, but it's really easy for me, and everything matches. So for you thinking about, okay, what are my signature 10 to 40 pieces, and do I need the rest? And I think right now you're probably recognizing that there's a lot of stuff you're not wearing and you may not need, even when we do and if go back to the office. Okay, so let me show you a few ways in which I kind of work with my uniform. Okay, so this is my uniform per se, right? This is, and I'm just gonna move this so that you can see a little bit better. So, and what it is capri leggings and 2-in-1 fitted top. This is actually our best-selling piece. And everything I'm gonna show you, really, other than some accessories, are from TranquiliT, okay? Oh, and at the end of today, you will get a little discount code too to do a little shopping. So this is like my thing. It's so comfortable, and you can wear it with like fun little heels, and you can dress it up. But you may be like, okay, well, that's great, but what if I need to go to the office, or I need to look professional on Zoom? Well, then you can just throw on, for example, a blazer. Voila, right? And then you kind of look a bit more professional, particularly, say, if you add a scarf. This is actually what I've been wearing a lot, is I just add a scarf to my overall look on the calls. And, again, people are just seeing here up. So it doesn't really matter that I'm in leggings, but I do wear this to the office also. Now, of course, you can throw on, and you probably will see this in that PDF, you can throw on things like a little t-shirt over it, right? And then I would tie it. Another thing is this piece, which is the long sleeve wrap tunic. I think this piece and the long sleeve wrap tunic are our best sellers, but this just feels like, to me, like a big blanket. So how I'd mentioned, have something that feels really cozy and comfortable for you for today's call, just because I like to swaddle. I like to wrap myself in things. And you'll find on the website that there's tons of ways to wear this, but I just feel so like secure in it. I love it. It is like a big blanket. Now, a couple other pieces that are great, and again, I just layer on top of what I'm wearing, is this little dress. It's the sleeveless swing tunic, and of course, I can wear my heels with it, flip-flops, etc. But in the winter, I will add tall boots, and then my leggings kind of act like tights. So again, this is all working off like two pieces. Another piece that I like, and very Diane Van Fosterberg, right? The wrap dress. And so this is a great piece too, because again, you can kind of dress up. You can say you've got your exercise wear, like this is what I'll wear for my ballet class today. But then say I'm going out and about, and then I just add a little wrap dress over it, and I'm super comfy. And so the piece that I, just wanted to show, it's just these two, right? So these are my two. This is like my little uniform. And of course, we've got this little leopard print scarf, which is really kind of fun as a fun additional layer or touch for anyone who, again, just wants to fancy themselves up in front of the computer before their Zoom call and they're still in their pajamas, okay? So these are the pieces I wanted to show. Also, my mom makes these, which they're on the website, and just fun little mat bag carriers. And, this is a piece of signature style. It's funny, Kelly, you'll hear from in a moment, taught a yoga class on 4th of July in the park. So I realized I show up with my leopard print mat. It was a little much. My leopard print bag, and then inside of here is a leopard print mat. I was like, oh, okay, that's the one leopard thing too many. But yeah, so these are just some ideas on ways to showcase your own signature style, but without having to have a massive wardrobe. And the thing is too, is I'm all about comfort. I'm all about ease. It's all machine washable. One other thing I wanted to mention is during the winter months, or say you're going someplace that's super air conditioned, maybe your home, your office, I will take over the knee socks and then add those to my leggings, because clearly there's skin showing here, and then throw on the clogs, and then I'm all set for full coverage and feeling like nice and warm and cozy. All right, so signature style in a nutshell. And again, just a few pieces that can help kind of bring together, like, what is the signature look kind of or feel that you're going for, and that feels super duper comfortable, because it's all about comfort. All right. So, and again, too, it's about dressing up or down. Hello, flip-flops. Hello, clogs. Okay. So, and the last thing I want to mention is, and then we're going to hand it on over to Melinda to start, is a few things from like getting ready in front of the camera. Because somebody wrote to me, and Donna, if you're on the call today, she was like, oh, your skin's so great. Like, what do you do? I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea. I have rosacea, I have eczema, I have really bad irritated skin. It's the camera I use and a few little supplies. So I just wanted to share. Super Goop. I don't know if you can see that. This is like a godsend. You can't really see it. But anyway, just Google, there you go, Super Goop. What's great about this is it's sunscreen, it is a coverage, and it's also a moisturizer. When I was told about that, I was like in love. Lipstick from France. I'm almost out of it, so they need to lift the travel ban so I can go back. Wet n Wild. So this is super cheap. You can get it at CVS. Volumizing eyes mascara. This is a vegan liquid jet eyeliner, and I'll put all this over in the not in the show notes, don't have them, but over on the blog post. And this, which I just love, it's just a liquid eyeliner, vegan. And then, a little green coverage, because that helps to tone down the red rosacea. And then this is eyeshadow that's white that somebody gave me years ago that she picked up in Italy, and I've been using. It's probably quite expired, but I love it. And, there's something about white that I think just helps kind of eyes pop. So those are kind of my pieces. And Donna, you had asked, so I wanted to be sure to answer your question about like, how do you get camera ready? Easy peasy, all vegan, cruelty-free, and all really reasonably priced. I think the most expensive item is this, and it was maybe $30 or $35. So yeah, so thank you guys. Okay, that's like signature style in a very quick nutshell. I hope that was helpful. Now I want to hear from a few of our beautiful ladies who have a wonderful style and wonderful ways of kind of pulling things together. So we're going to start with Melinda, and I'm just going to read a brief bio of hers while Tim kind of pulls her up and gets her ready. And Melinda, you've heard from on the podcast before. Melinda revels in all things creative while being kind to the earth. You'll find her dabbling in all manner of creative endeavors, surrounded by fabrics, paper, paint, and glue. You most often find her wielding a camera, shopping thrift and vintage stores, digging in the dirt in the garden, stirring a pot on the stove, or choreographing a dance, all while dressing comfortably and chic in her TranquiliT. All right, let's hear from Melinda.
Hi, everybody. I'm one of those fortunate people who doesn't have to get dressed up too often for calls, but it's very easy for me to, because I'm always pretty comfortable in what I'm wearing anyway. So one of my favorite pieces is the skirt dress, which I'm wearing here, and I usually put it over a shirt, a top. So this one is as a tank top, so that I have coverage. But then if I feel like I need to be a little bit more professional, or it's a little more formal meeting, I'll throw on either a blazer or a little more structured sweater. This is the boyfriend sweater. That then it looks, because you're seeing it looks very formal, even though I'm super, super comfortable. And then another way I like to wear this particular dress is I have an assistant here, my dress form Betty. She's wearing this is one of my favorite pieces. It's the same dress that I have on, and I just layered over a long sleeve blouse, and it changes the look completely. And it's a much more formal, and I wear this often to the office when I was going to the office. And if you change the top, people don't even realize you're wearing the same dress. You could wear the same thing multiple days, just changing your top, and it looks like a whole different outfit. So that's one of the reasons I love being able to have a capsule wardrobe that's super, super comfortable and super versatile.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we've got Hannah next. So Hannah helps emerging wellness brands get clear on their goals and creates comprehensive marketing plans to help reach them. She's obsessed with cats. You'll see them a lot in her Instagram. Traveling and gardening. You'll also see that in her Instagram. She had a flair for style from a young age and now loves weaving comfort with style with the TranquiliT line. Find her on Instagram at Hannah, MONGIAT.
Thanks, Kimberly. Hi, everyone. I have also been fortunate enough that I don't necessarily have to dress up a lot for work, and I have always worked from home. So I wanted to share kind of what I'm doing currently in this interesting pandemic time, and then kind of what my always work from home uniform has been. So I'm loving the wrap dresses. Speaking of clothing and mood, Kimberly. So I love the wrap dresses. I have the 3/4 length sleeve, and then this is the cap sleeve. And I'm finding that they're just really lovely for boosting my mood. I just feel dressed up and kind of fancy, but super comfortable. And then typically, kind of what my uniform is, and has been actually for quite a few years now. So love the leggings from TranquiliT and the boyfriend tank. So that's kind of always my base. And the clothing is such great quality. They last for years and years. And then what I love to throw on top is the long sleeve wrap tunic. And you can wear that so many different ways. Like Melinda said, you can wear it multiple days in a row. People don't even really realize it's the same piece. And then the versatile vest, which I just love for the summertime when it's a little bit warmer out. And then it's just so fun to accessorize and dress things up with scarves or fun shoes. I have leopard print shoes on today, although you can't see them. So fun leopard print shoes or scarves, and fun purses and things like that when we were going out more. But yeah, I just find TranquiliT so lovely to go from being at home and then out and about when we were out and about a little bit more.
Thank you, Hannah. And yeah, the thing is like, how can we be comfortable, right? It's like, how can we be comfortable, but also feel pulled together? So beautiful. Thank you. Now, Miss Barbara. Okay. So Barbara has been on the podcast twice. She is TranquiliT connoisseur. She's been wearing it since 2007, so she goes way back, and personalized her day book since 2017. So you may have heard from her or listened to that podcast because she is all about the day book. And when she's not whipping up herbal beauty products in her studio apothecary, she stays busy designing large-scale knowledge solutions for global audiences, producing weeks online, global dialogues every year. She's been a guest on the podcast twice and is sharing a couple tips for dressing for the camera.
Thanks, Kimberly. Hi, everybody. So I'm here today to say everybody on this call and in the world who's ever on a Zoom call should have at least one pewter item in their wardrobe. I know they're on super sale, and if you are on video and want to look good, even if you have as much black in your wardrobe as Kimberly does, because I sure do, pewter is your color. So online, you can see all kinds of things about wearing jewel tones and stuff on video. And I just want to point out that we are not in a camera studio when we're on Zoom, and we're not having makeup artists and all the people who are making us look great. And Kimberly, you always look great, but I know you've got a special camera. For the rest of us, pewter is the color. I picked up pewter, and I do this for a living. So when I picked up the pewter before COVID came, I bought it for my home wear. You know, like I got a tray tunic and a wrap dress to wear like as a nightgown and a bathrobe, truly. But as soon as I was on the camera 8 hours a day with my colleagues coaching people to be on shows like this with a global audience and global speakers, so every shade of skin tone and every kind of lighting home setup, I needed to find something that would work all the time, no matter what time of day it was or what apparatus I was on. So my uniform right now is my tray tunic on backward, because the tray tunic forward is just too much skin for a corporate setting. So you wear it backward. You never see a bra strap. Your arms are always covered nicely, and you always look fabulous, no matter who you are. I've recommended this look to so many people, and gray just always looks good. Remember, you're not dressing for a people. You're dressing for a camera that is not always forgiving. The second item that I have on rotation is my wrap dress, my pewter wrap. It wears forward or backward. It never shows too much. It always looks good. And I can always wear my signature necklace. I always have a necklace that I wear. And I just want to say, if you're going on an interview or you're giving a presentation, whether it's to your PTA or to your dog group or whatever, and you want to command attention, don't wear black. Everyone knows Kimberly looks great in black, but pewter will give you the right saturation for every skin tone. It's the right amount of contrast with your back wall. You don't need special camera to make pewter look good on you. Black will often accentuate shadows, and so you'll look tired. Pewter doesn't do that. It also blends nicely with your skin, so you don't get the heavy contrast, which is hard for the camera. And I'll just wrap up with, again, you want to look smooth and you want to have a nice frame. And that is why I have pewter on rotation. And again, it's not going to look, if you're like, gray doesn't look good on me, it's not about natural light anymore. It's about making the camera do you justice. So pewter is my go-to, since I don't have a dedicated makeup artist, I don't have a dedicated videographer, and I don't have a dedicated post-production team who can fix all of the problems with bleeding reds and oranges or greens that are making me look a little under the weather. So go for pewter. It's on sale. Thanks, Kimberly.
Thanks, Barbara. Yeah, it's funny. They always say, do not wear black on camera, right? Like if you're on TV or whatever, but I can't not. But yeah, it is, and everyone has to find their color, right, that works for them. Kelly Tobin is a corporate recruitment manager by day, yoga teacher, wellness coach by night, who lives in TranquiliT, originally from Boston. Her DC family includes a recently adopted beagle named Watson, who's freaking adorable, 2 cats, Razzie and Patches. Super obsessed with her new Peloton and making healthy quarantine creations in the kitchen. You can follow her at Kelly Tobin Offerings for virtual yoga and wellness offerings and inspiration. Kelly.
Thanks so much, Kimberly, and great job, ladies before me. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to share my TranquiliT fave look, and I'll keep it under 2 minutes because I know we're getting right up to the time. But yes, as a full-time recruitment manager by day, and then, also almost like a separate full-time job, yoga teacher, wellness coach, career coach lately. During the rest of my time, it's almost like another full-time job. So I stay really, really busy, and I need basically to put one thing on in the morning that I can just easily transition, like Supergirl, kind of just take something off and be ready for the next thing. So especially if I'm teaching a yoga lunch class. But for my day look, especially again when I'm interviewing and I need to look professional because I have candidates on video, I definitely chose the versatile vest. As Hannah was sharing before, I have it wrapped up kind of as a cape or a shawl. And you can kind of see it here. I can also adjust my camera a little bit. But underneath, I have the 2-in-1 noir fitted long sleeve. I just have the sleeves bunched up. I just love the comfy, as you were saying, Kimberly, kind of the swaddled feeling of the 2-in-1. And it just is really like so cozy. And also, all I have to do, right, to transition from interviewing candidates, right, to teaching yoga is take off the necklace, take off the vest, basically, then I'm ready to teach. And I have, the cool factor. I love wearing the back like that. So when you're teaching, everyone can kind of see that cool thing they're doing with sports bras these days that people a lot of times, don't get to see. So, there I am. I'm ready to teach. I will also add that I think the 2-in-1 works really well for women with curves. So basically, I think that kind of shows them off. So I'm excited about putting this on because it makes me feel very feminine and kind of sexy. So I just love this top. And of course, because I have to be a rule breaker, look behind me, there's some more looks. We're supposed to stick to one, but I'm not wearing them. And you can just see that I love the 2-in-1 cami. And I also love the cardi wrap. So I'm excited about the sale, and I'm going to dig in and buy a whole bunch of stuff later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. So, it's so funny. This really wasn't supposed to be a TranquiliT infomercial, and I feel like it kind of turned into it. But, with just like sharing, because we're all wearing TranquiliT, but the idea is like with your signature style, and I think now more than ever, we need comfort, right? We've got to be comfortable. And, as Kelly and Barbara mentioned, the colors are all on sale because I'm phasing them out. So they're all on sale in our 12 bestsellers. And you can find that at tranquility.com/sale. There's a link in the show notes. The show notes meaning KimberlyWilson.com/blog. But, the idea is like, how can you think about like, what is your signature piece? What is it that you really want to kind of showcase to the world and show up? And one little thing, this is just a silly example, but I've been, growing my bangs out for a while, right? So it's like a fun barrette, rather than I usually have, and I'm just looking for it. Oh yeah, a little bobby pin, So just little things that you can do from, flowers in your home to, a fun teacup that just feel like this is my signature. So kind of asking yourself what yours is.